I don't want to waste any time, let's dive right into episode 4 of Ice Queendom. Like I suspected last time, all of the recap stuff is over, and we're officially into the completely original story now. And it all starts rather abruptly. Ruby is already in the nightmare, she's using coins to summon things, she's talking to Shion on the phone. It can all feel a little overwhelming, but it's not like it's hard to figure out Ruby is in Weiss's dreamscape. And honestly, I don't know how exciting it would have been to watch, oh, the girls wake up, Weiss is in danger, doing the same thing we just saw last time, but now it's Weiss again. However, the coins that she's using is really the thing that sort of confused me at first, though by the end of the episode, I was impressed they were able to fully lay out the extent of the coins, how they worked, and what was all the different abilities that they had, without having to sit down and explain it all through boring expositional dialogue. Shion does have a brief explanation that the coins are connected to their aura, but other than that, I was able to piece it all together myself. There's no hand-holding in Ice Queendom, and I really appreciate it. I like the new design of Crescent Rose. As Shion explains, everything in Weiss's nightmare is a reflection of how she perceives things. I know Weiss doesn't literally think Crescent Rose is a snowboard, and that's kind of the fun thing here. These aren't meant to be taken literally, which makes discussing it and the symbolism around all the different changes a lot more fun. Like, with Crescent Rose, for example, Weiss probably sees it as, to use some of my own word choice here, some ass-backwards scythe gun that's little more than a glorified mode of transportation for Ruby. At least that's how I could see Weiss perceiving Crescent Rose. That would explain why the gun element is backwards, and it functions a lot more like a toy for Ruby to ride on than a scythe. Just like she doesn't literally see Ruby as a snowboarder. Instead, she probably just sees Ruby as energetic and maybe a bit childish, and those concepts are filling in the blanks with the rest of her design. I am 100% thinking of doing a full video on these concepts once the show is done, similar to my explaining Madoka Magica vids. Also, if I wait for it all to be done, I won't be stopping every 3 minutes to gush about how Weiss is perceiving different characters and things. I don't want to bog down my reviews with those kinds of thoughts, so I'll just leave it at that, and I'll revisit this concept in its own video down the line. I'm excited. And then Ruby became Snowpiercer. Oh no. I love hearing people just insist Weiss isn't racist. Like, come on guys, she's definitely not racist. Not one bit racist. Definitely not a single racist bone in her body. No siree. Strap in everyone, I hope you're hyped for the RWBY walking montage. Yeah! Walking around, looking around. Montage of Ruby just going and walking around. Play exciting music all you want, guys. It's not gonna make the walking montage more interesting. Is this a maze? Or do you mean a labyrinth? I saw Jum Jam's latest comic on Twitter, and now it's like the only thing I can think of. Blake saying a seed of grief has been stuck in my head, and it makes me laugh every single time I think about it. Weird thing is, they say Yang and Blake can't enter yet for, arbitrary reasons. It's just weird, because all of Juniper could dive into Jean's dream right away. Maybe it's because his nightmare is so much weaker. Interesting thing, Shion explains Ruby looks different because that's how Weiss sees her, but Jean didn't see his teammates any differently than normal. Again, it might just be because his was weaker, or budget, or it might just be because Jean has a more honest outlook when it comes to his friends. He takes them at face value for who they are. But it was probably just budget. It's interesting. There's a lot of emphasis on Big Nicholas. They say it a lot, kind of like it's a chant or a motto or something like that in Weiss's nightmare. Nicholas was her grandfather, and actually the one who wore the suit of armor her Armageddon's fight/summon is based on. I don't remember exactly, but I thought he passed away before Weiss was born, so I don't think the emphasis on Big Nicholas has anything to do with how Weiss feels about him as her grandfather, and more as just like a monolith towards the idea of the Schnee Dust Company. Whitley's a bat? Whitley's a sneaky little bloodsucker, little vermin. Jacques sings this little song here about the dust factory. I really wonder if they're gonna do that for the English version too. I think that would be fucking hilarious, honestly. I know I said I didn't want to linger too much on the way Weiss perceives things here, but I really just wanted to mention how interesting it is that Weiss sees all 7 of Klein's different personalities as their own people. They don't even look anything like each other, which is neat. I might be wrong, but like, these 2 dudes, do they not kind of look like Miles and Carrie? If this is an intentional Easter egg, that's super cute and funny. I really hope this is meant to look like them, because that is a cute way to do that. So Weiss's sillies are stuck meowing. I have several thoughts on this. 1, I really hope they do this for the English dub, because now I can't wait to hear Samantha Ireland, Neith Ohm, and Miles Luna perform a chorus of cat noises. 2, why cats only? I'm guessing it's because she found out Blake is a cat and it's on her mind, but I don't know. 3, Pyrrha isn't here. That's important to take note of. And 4, Jean isn't actually wearing his alternate outfit like the others are. He's missing his gloves, hat, and scarf. I'm guessing it's just an oversight on the animation. His alt outfit is pretty similar to his original. I'm guessing they'll fix this when they do the touch-ups for the episode. Ruby says, aren't these the guys from Team Juniper? Like she doesn't know them? Bitch, you knew them enough to insert yourself into the middle of Jean's nightmare adventure in the last episode. I hope they change this line for the English dub to better imply that Ruby does recognize them. If we're gonna set up the idea that Team Ruby knows Juniper enough to be there during Jean's exorcism, then let's not break that continuity with a line like this, you know? Oh my fucking god, it's the Shadow People! Like from Volume 1? Holy shit, it's the Shadow People! So Weiss's council room, I guess is what I'll call this, is just chock full of a ton of symbolism. From the designs of her mother, her father, and how dark it is. It's just a fascinating look at Weiss's inner demons. I wonder if Weiss, in the show proper, still cares about the idea of being heiress to the Schnee Dust Company as much as this version of Weiss does. So yes, apparently her apology to Blake was also a lie. Good to know. Still, I think they could have conveyed that better in the last episode. I was surprised we actually got a little bit of a fight scene here too. I didn't think there was going to be enough time in this episode for this. It's nice to add a little bit of action into this rather leisurely paced episode. Oh well, except for that sick walking montage, am I right? It's not as polished looking as some of the other fights we've had so far, but it is still fun. This episode is a bit of a roller coaster. First of all, the pacing is much better here. Now that they don't have to sit around trying to recap 12 episodes worth of another story, the pacing feels much more deliberate. And while, yeah, there's only one brief fight scene at the end of the episode, it's not like the rest of the episode wasn't still exciting. We got to see a lot of cool locations and characters and learned about the nightmares, nightmare hunting equipment, and Weiss's headspace at the same time. It's far from being boring, you know? There was 2 scenes that felt like they kinda dragged a little, which was Yang and Blake talking to the teachers, and then later Ruby calling Shion about the flow of water and stuff. It was an analogy. It made sense, it made sense. But even those slower scenes did have a lot of legwork towards developing the characters in question. Seeing Team RWBY and their thoughts and feelings about Weiss's condition and how Weiss perceives them is hugely important for this story, and they've nailed it here. I'm super excited to see what happens next. In regards to my bingo board, I think I really goofed up, thinking there was going to be minimal White Fang stuff. Oops. As for what I can assuredly cross off here, I'ma say Team RWBY splitting up can get crossed off. I'm betting Yang and Blake will enter the nightmare in the next episode, and they'll have to go and rescue RWBY, who's been captured by Weiss, I assume. I'm really loving the designs of the nightmare and everything else along inside of the nightmare headspace. From the redesigned outfits to the characters, the concepts, there's a ton to unpack here, and I can't wait to see what else we have in store.
You're walking along, and you're walking, and you're walking along, and you,
I'm the bad guy. Duh.
Hello? Hey, what's up? I need your help. Can you come here? I can't. I'm buying clothes. All right, well, hurry up and come over here. I can't find them. What do you mean you can't find them? I can't find them. There's only soup. What do you mean there's only soup? It means there's only soup. Well, then get out of the soup aisle! All right, you don't have to shout at me! There's more soup! What do you mean there's more soup? There's just more soup! Go into the next aisle! There's still soup! Where are you right now? I'm at soup! What do you mean you're at soup? I mean I'm at soup! What store are you in? I'm at the soup store! Why are you buying clothes at the soup store? Fuck you!
Shout out to my $10 patrons, you're all amazing. Nako, James Dodds, Cool Duck, Andrew, Ramiel, Valhalla Knight, Chamomile, Classy Critic, Noah Perkins, Sunny Shy, Azoth, Great Bar, Pentamenta, Jake, Amber, Hype Man, Luno, Zero to Hero, Keithan, Isaiah, Joseph, Scaring Crows, Danny Boy, Mary, Messiah Complex, Jacob, and Renji. So fun fact, about halfway through recording my audio, so we have some, maintenance people working on painting the apartment complex I live in, and halfway through me recording my audio for this one, they, started up a little generator doodad just outside my window. One of the workers started whistling as loud as possible, and also my fire alarm started chirping, like its batteries are dying type of thing. So, and then there was an airplane flying overhead too, so just, ooh, fun times. Any and all thoughts and opinions about this episode and where you think the show is going to go from here, leave them in the comments below. And I can't wait to see you next time because I have a lot more to talk about with this episode in particular. So you'll have to wait to see what that's all about. Bye-bye.